Good morning and welcome to the Demons Clubcast episode 22 with your hosts K13 and UncleChowdr. We are one short today. Maddogg is busy with the Easter stuff for family, so happy Easter to Maddogg and family. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. If you guys are up this early.
Good question.
Yeah. Fair warning to everybody, it was a slow news week, so we are probably going to be on the shorter side of an episode today. It's just not a whole lot going on. But I did throw up some very pretty God of War gameplay. I've been playing that God of War hardcore. It's a good time, so definitely enjoy that. The graphics are wonderful. So even on this 1080p render that's coming from my stream, it still looks good. Like, that's what's awesome about it. So
That was one of the things I noticed like right away
yeah,
when I was lurking. I was like, "Holy shit, that looks really good."
yeah, it's a very pretty game. But I guess, yeah, we'll just we'll talk about what we've been playing, and I'll kind of go first today since this is up here on the screen. I'm just started this. This is my first playthrough. I played God of War 2018, so I know the story from there. This game has been a ton of fun. I don't have the only real issue I have with this game, and it's not even really an issue. It's a personal gripe, if you will. Is that just like 2018, I feel like the executions are very samey. Like, once you've seen, I think it's like 3 of them, you've seen them all for like the normal enemies that you face that are like your size that come at you, like the Draugr and the other, and like the elves and shit. Like, once you see one
Damn.
execution, once you've seen the 3 of them that there are, that's it. And it's still very cinematic and it still looks good. I'm not saying anything bad about it at all. I still very much love it and am enjoying it. But it is kind of shitty. Like, it doesn't really break it for me, but it's just kind of annoying when you're like in a real good thing and I've seen like the exact same execution like 3 times in a row, because it is kind of a random choice as well. But still, besides that,
Damn. Yeah.
yeah, story's good. Also, first time you get to play as just Atreus. That I'm really enjoying, actually. Um, the gameplay with Atreus is very similar, except you're smaller, faster, and you obviously can't do or take as much damage, but you have that bow and arrow that he has on his back, which makes things really interesting. You do a lot more of the crit damage to get executions faster that way with his bow, and you can still melee attack with it. So there's like a whole good chunk
Nice.
of this game that I actually played right before this section. It was on the stream before this, where you play as just Atreus, and it's actually a good time. And it made me kind of sit there and think. I was like, maybe another God of War game, because Kratos is getting old. I hate to say this myself, but Kratos is getting old, and you can tell when you're playing the game. Like, yes, he's still Kratos, he's still a fucking badass. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But this game does a great job of showing Kratos's age, I think. And I think that maybe another God of War game could, possibly be just an Atreus game, where we see a game where you just play as Atreus, which I would not be opposed to. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it would get a lot of like 50-50
Yeah.
reviews because, oh my God, God of War without Kratos, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. And which is dumb, because, obviously, I mean, look at the guy in my gameplay. Look at that beard. And you can see the wrinkles on his face, like when he's talking and he's like staring off, you can see the age in his face. Like, they've done such a good job of animating that, like, of him getting older and just having that the scowling lines on his face, because he's always got that fucking scowl. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do after Ragnarok, because they obviously are going to continue going. It's God of War, and they got a good thing going here. So I'd be really shocked if they didn't go to make another game.
So was 2018 a remake of the one from PS2?
No. So 2018 is its own story, and that's why I've been really
Oh,
enjoying
okay.
these, because these new God of War games are like, it's a continuation from God of War 3. Like, You have to imagine
So
this
really,
is
there's like 5 games,
yeah, there's really
and they're
actually like
all like a
5
one
games.
story.
Yep.
Cool.
You can play 1 through 3, and that's its own story of Kratos, killing the fucking gods of like Zeus and shit. And that's fucking excellent. They're excellent games. Even though they're PS2 games, I would imagine that they probably still hold up. The puzzles are fun. The combat is PS2 combat, but it still was so much fun, and the cinematic fights were so cool. Like, I remember
Mhm.
playing the shit out of those. And then there was also a God of War game on PS Vita or PSP. I forget, but there was
Oh
one.
no.
There was one strictly for that. There was one on those on the handheld systems. I do remember that. And then hey Lowe's, quick pause. Hey Lowe's, appreciate you, brother. Um, and then God of War 2018 is years and years afterwards.
Okay.
Kratos has had a son with one of the Norse gods, Freya. No, not Freya, Faye. I think it was Faye is who it is. Faye is the mother of Atreus, and she was one of the last giants, one of the last guardians of the giants. And this from what I understand, this whole game is essentially another version. Like, you're killing gods. Like, the first game you kill Baldur. Like, you kill his ass.
Hmm.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, dude. Actually, it's not even Kratos who kills him. Um, but you fight the fuck out of him. And like the opening scene of this game, you fight Thor. Like the Thor with his
Oh
fucking
yeah.
hammer and everything. And it is an intense as fuck fight. It was crazy. It's a great fight. And then I've seen other clips from this game where you fight Odin. Like, there is a point where you get to fight Odin. So I'm pretty excited to get through and
Oh yeah.
fight some gods, as Kratos. But uh that's this whole game has essentially been everybody is after Atreus for something, and now they think he's Loki. Like, the giants think he's Loki, and it's this whole he might be. I'm not 100% sure yet. I can't even tell you if I think he's Loki or not, because I'm still
Mhm.
a little bit in the dark. Okay, so but it's so far it's been a ton of fun. The gameplay is really addicting, honestly. I think my favorite thing about this new series of God of War is that throwing axe, his big ass axe that you can just throw at shit. I fucking
Yeah, it looks dope.
yeah, I love it. And it's bloody, it's fun, but like I said, you were seeing those executions right there. I mean, that's it. Like,
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's like 3 of them, and then that's it.
That's crazy to me, considering like Ghost of Tsushima is like 50.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and even in Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, like, there's quite a bit of variety there, but I can definitely tell at this point that I've seen them all, because I know, like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you know what I mean, because I played it so much. So and
Yeah, definitely.
I will say the DLC did add some cool shit, something that was not in the base game for Ghost of Tsushima, because I did just finish that,
Oh
so I
really?
should talk about that a little bit. The the DLC for that was really good. Just as a base for people who don't know about the Iki Island DLC, it deals directly with Jin's father and his past, and you go to the place where Jin's father was killed. It's a it's
Whoa.
yeah, it's a really good DLC. It's a really good chunk of story. If you haven't played it, I cannot recommend it enough. Um, and they add some new abilities, like they allow you to charge with the horse, so you can sprint charge at people and like knock them down with the horse. And
Yeah.
then they added this suit of armor that I really really fucking like. And I forget what the actual name of it is, but it has something to do with monkeys, which also made me like it. And it's like green. It's really cool looking. But essentially it gives you that when you put the armor on, it gives you this ability. So when you parry, instead of a parry where you open someone up, you do like an instant counter slice kill on them.
Nice.
Yeah, but you have to hit perfect parries every single time. That's the hard part.
Hmm.
So you have to hit those perfect parries, but if you hit it, you get an instant kill every time. And so it was kind of a
Nice.
fun way to change up the gameplay a little bit, just to throw that on and practice my perfect parries and get those kills like that. Um, it changed it up a little bit, added a little something something to it. Um, but I cannot recommend that enough. But yeah, I've been playing that. I finished that, and then I've been playing God of War, and we just talked about that. And and then predecessor, and having some good matches with Drongo. I'm feeling more and more confident. I got that 750 premium cred back when they gave everybody the difference when they dropped the prices on the skins, and
Yeah,
I used it to buy the pro affinity track for Drongo. So now I have his expert crown. I got a flaming crown on my head when I'm in game. It's pretty sick.
that's dope.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked about that. But Kyle, what have you been playing?
Honestly, just predecessor. Just been kind of busy with organizing around the house and stuff, and finally got my car back, so that was really exciting.
Fuck yeah.
Um, but yeah, just predecessor this week. Nothing too crazy, but
Not sneaking in no vigor.
trying some new characters. I did not. I was thinking about it last night since no one was really on predecessor, but uh, just opted to go to bed because I was pretty tired. So
Yeah, see, and that's where I should have just went to bed. And honestly, I bet you if everybody would have played Pred, I probably would have woke up enough to play a couple matches and been like, all right, let's go. But fuck, I was so tired last night. Holy shit. Um, but
but
I can respect
new
that.
characters I've tried out on predecessor like Polari and stuff. I
Dude,
had like a good game with her, but
that first
other than that,
match,
it's been
that first
yeah. The
match you
first
played
match with
was
Polari was the
crazy.
best.
That's crazy, dude.
Other other than that, it's just been kind of rough. Just trying to get my ganks right. Apparently, I did everything right in the first game and can't replicate it. So just trying to get everything down.
A little bit of beginner's luck in there.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. But she's super fun
Yeah.
when you do land some of those hits and like you see their health drain in like 2 hits. You're just like, okay, that there it is.
Yeah. No, she seems like an awesome Genki. Like that's what it's for, but she's just so squishy.
Extremely. So like if you're not timing your ganks right and like your team's backing off, like just just turn back. Just turn back. She can't take like 2v1. She can hardly do a 1v1 if they're full health.
Yeah.
She's literally there to gank as other people are being shot and distracted. So
Yep. And see, and the shitty part is I've been trying to figure out a different build for my Drongo, but like my thing is with my Drongo build, by the time I get like my third or fourth item fully built, I can
mhm.
1v1 just about anybody. Like I'm pretty confident in the fact that like the amount of crit damage I'm doing is I'm willing to go up against some big people. But that's the problem is
Mhm.
I have a really hard time with Drongo. Like if I get caught by myself at any point before that, I'm really good and fucked because you have no movement with Drongo. Like you have your ult
Yeah.
to back up and you have your blink, but that's about it.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, it gets rough. It gets rough.
Some of those some of those characters and how they build, they get like movement buffs and stuff. So it's just not enough for a carry most of the time. And like
Yep.
Sparrow, she has no move other than her blink. So
Yeah, and see, and like I understand the why, but it's just goddamn, is it annoying sometimes.
yeah, for sure.
But it's I mean, still, Pred's such a good time. What is the date? Oh, Xbox will have joined us already by now. I do believe it was March
Yep, yep.
28th. So, welcome to the Xbox players. Matter of fact, I might try to figure out if I can get that downloaded on my Xbox and try a match with my Elite controller. I'm debating it still because if I end up liking it too much, I know I'm just gonna want to play on Xbox, just because I
Yeah, and then start a
yeah
new account.
I don't want to start a brand new account. I don't wanna. But it would be kind of
Yeah,
funny to have a Smurf because I could just, go play with all the noobs for the first little bit while I'm level 0. They're all level 0 and just fucking crush people.
yeah. 30 and O's.
Yeah, dude. For a little bit, like just pad the shit out of your account. So fucked up. But today, we'll just jump right into the topics. The, the first one I wanted to talk about, which I'm personally excited for, a short little segment here. Bethesda confirms that development progress and enjoyment of early builds for the Elder Scrolls, the new Elder Scrolls, I think that'd be 7. I'm not very good at Roman numerals, or is that 6? Was Skyrim 5? I think Skyrim was 5.
That's 6.
Yeah, so 6. Um, sorry, I suck at Roman numerals. So the Elder Scrolls 6, there are early builds of the game that are playable. Now, Bethesda has a very much a love or hate relationship with a lot of people, and that's fine. I'm one of the people that love it. So when I heard this and read this, I was pretty excited. Um,
Yeah, I was pretty pumped, honestly.
yeah. The They recently celebrated their 30th anniversary of the series. While reflecting on the series' history innovations, they also provided a brief update on the highly anticipated sequel, The Elder Scrolls 6. The studio revealed that members of the team are actively playing early builds of the game and expressing positive feedback, indicating that the development process is progressing well. Although specific details about the game's setting and features remain scarce, it is hinted that the next installment will likely take place on the continent of Tamriel, aligning with fan theories and speculations. While the exact release date is yet to be announced, court documents and statements suggest that The Elder Scrolls 6 may be exclusive to Xbox and PC platforms, skipping PlayStation. The estimated launch date is projected to be around 2026 or even later, making it a long-awaited sequel in the franchise's history. And I can tell you, reading that did spark that little bit of fire inside of me that was like, you should download Skyrim. Download
Right, like maybe I
Skyrim.
should play some Skyrim.
Yeah, dude. Every time I see something about Elder Scrolls, I'm like, Skyrim sounding real fun right now. So,
It's so easy to just get lost for like 15, 20 hours.
yep, easy peasy. I do it every time, and it's so funny because,
Blink and it's a new day.
yep, exactly. And the memes that I get from fucking like the Skyrim memes are some of my favorite. Like, fucking, I love the ones where it's like there was one there was one that had the cutout of from the first Spider-Man with William Dafoe, and he's like having that fucking that schizophrenic moment where he hears the goblin like, why are you hiding from who you really are? And it's got like the nightingale fucking armor with a bow and shit there over there, like some daggers, and it was like,
That's
why are
awesome.
you hiding from who you really are? And I was like, I feel personally attacked by this, like really personally attacked.
That's so funny.
Because that's what happens. I'll like start Skyrim with like the intention of like, I'm gonna go full warrior build, heavy armor, and then you like get through and you get through the companions, you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden that fucking Dark Brotherhood shit comes up and you're like, here comes the sneak. Like, happens every time. Happens every
Yeah,
time to me. But
bone arrow and sneaking.
last time I opened Skyrim was on my Switch, and I played it for a little bit, and I'm really pissed, but also amazed. I found a piece of armor that I did not know was in the game, and it has been how many years since that game has come out, and I've beaten it how many times. I found a fucking headpiece that allows you to have two standing stone fucking blessings at the same time. Now,
Oh, nice.
I
That's
might
cool.
have been the only person who didn't know that was in the game, and that's fine. All right, that's fine. But
Honestly, I can't remember.
the fact of the
But
matter is, when I discovered that, I fucking guffawed. I was like, "Are you telling me that for however long I could have had the Warrior Stone and the Thief Stone at the same fucking time and just,
yeah, right.
oh my god, dude, the power leveling." Um, but yeah, I was pretty stoked about that. So reading that made me want to play Skyrim just because fucking shit, I love those games. And also, we're supposed to be getting a Fallout 4 update for next gen consoles here pretty soon. Definitely gonna want to check that out again once that hits. I will be playing the shit out of it. I love Fallout 4 as well. So both of those games where I put a lot of hours into. We'll jump right into the next thing. Um, so there's been a lot of the last week. The big topic that I've been seeing being talked about a lot is some Xbox drama stuff. Um, so there was an interview with a individual named Chris Dring. I think he is uh the head of gamesindustry.biz. I do believe
Mm-hmm.
he's the head of them. There was an interview. he's saying that some publishers are starting to question the value of supporting Xbox due to declining sales in Europe. Um, some third-party video game publishers are expressing doubts about the viability of continuing to support Xbox consoles due to poor sales in Europe, as revealed in a recent podcast by GamesIndustry.biz. The head of the outlet, Chris Dring, shared that he heard concerns about flatlining Xbox hardware sales in Europe during the 2024 Game Developers Conference, leading some companies to question the point of supporting the Xbox brand and consoles. Dring mentioned that one major publisher who released a big game last year expressed confusion about why they bothered supporting Xbox, while retailers in Europe are reportedly reducing their Xbox stock due to declining demand. The discussion at GDC highlighted the growing uncertainty among publishers about the value of investing resources in Xbox ports given the market's shift towards PC and PS5 as more lucrative platforms. So, feel how you might about Xbox. They definitely fucking, you know, they make choices that not everybody agrees with, which is something we're going to talk about more here soon. There was another recent interview with Phil Spencer, and he said some things that caused a little bit of drama in the fucking caused some drama in the on Twitter. I should say on Twitter. It's only on Twitter. Um, but you know, I just feel like Xbox has always been kind of that third place brand. I'm an Xbox guy. I love Xbox. I love the games that Xbox has. I've been a Halo fan for fucking long ass time. Um,
Personally, I'm a Gears fan too, so
exactly.
I definitely don't like have any hate towards them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, you know, um, I used to razz people all in a good time and like talk shit just to, talk
Mm-hmm.
shit. But facts of the matter is, I love both of my consoles. I love my PlayStation 5 and I love my Xbox. I have different experiences on them both. And they're both great for those. Like, as soon as I finish God of War Ragnarok, we're hopping right into Uncharted 4, which is one of my all-time favorite fucking series. I love Uncharted 4. This will be the first time I get to play it with the PS5 upgrade, so like the really nice
Mm-hmm.
graphics and all that stuff. I'm really excited for it. So PlayStation has those types of games that I really enjoy. Um, but Xbox has got its other benefits. Like, I love my Elite controller so very much, my custom Elite controller that I have. I love Halo. There's, like I said, I like having both. And I have a Switch as well. And, there are games you can't get anywhere else besides the Switch. And that's just kind of what it is. Like, yeah, with a PC, you can get them all, but you're technically not supposed to. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but, I think we'll just have to wait. Like I always say, I'm just gonna have to wait it out and see what's gonna happen with Xbox, because I feel like with Game Pass being so, you know, I feel like it's doing pretty well across PC, mobile, maybe not so much mobile, but console and PC. So I don't feel like Xbox is going anywhere, but I do feel like Xbox they'll eventually
I don't think
change
so either.
what they are down the road, but I just don't see a time where we don't have some sort of console sold from them. Even if it ends up being an all digital console, I just don't see a time where we don't have that, just so that people have an entry point into Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
besides
That's what
their TV and the PC or a phone.
mm-hmm. That's what Emily and I were talking about the other day. Someone brought up to her that like she's like, "Did you hear that Xbox might not like be doing consoles anymore?" And I was like, "Well, that's not true. Consoles are such an easy sell for families with young children and stuff. Like they're gonna keep selling.
Yep. And I mean, like,
Such an easy sale.
there's tons of people on Twitter trying to, they're pulling out all kinds of things. They're trying to make it look like Xbox is like sinking a sinking ship. Like, they're selling refurbished Series X's on, I forget what website it was, for like $150. And
Damn.
yeah, which is really cheap. But,
Mm-hmm.
I also, it's a refurbished Series X. Who knows if it's, what kind of condition it actually is in.
True.
And who knows
There's
if it
definitely risk with a refurb.
exactly. So, you would hope that it's good, but you can only hope. So, it's one of those
Gotta
things.
look for the refreshed ones. Those are
Exactly.
better conditions.
Exactly. So, I just like I always say, I just want to wait and see what happens. As far as I'm concerned, I'm covered on all four fronts. I have a PC with a 1650. I can play most games at 1080p on my PC. Um I do say most games cuz not all games. I can play most. Um I have a Series X. I got a PS5 with the disc drive in it, the old school big fatty version disc drive, and I'm not
Yeah,
standing it.
but before you had to pay for it.
Yeah, before you had to pay for it. And I'm not fucking. I don't got it sitting up, standing up vertical because I fucking saw the people talking about how if you stand it up vertical, the uh,
The shit melts.
yeah, the shit melts and falls down and fucks up. So I got it sitting down, nice and the way it's supposed to be.
Mine's been standing since day one.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it
I,
doesn't fuck
I was
up
like,
on you.
I'll put it to the test. I don't believe that shit.
Yeah, Kyle, do it. I'm glad there's someone out there brave enough to do it. Because it would
I
be.
probably shouldn't, considering all things, but I was like, nah, fuck
I
that.
was, dude. I mean, believe me, I wanted to stand mine up too because it would look really good stand up down there. But I ended up laying it down on its side just because I had space constraints, is the big thing.
Oh,
So, my
that's fair.
my
I
desk,
could lay it down, but
like the room is big, but my desk area that everything is condensed onto is really full. Like I know you guys have seen the picture. Like I got a PC, two monitors, and three consoles
yeah.
stuck on my fucking desk right now. So I gotta and two keyboards, two sets of mice. Like I gotta make room where I can here.
Right, exactly.
So it's
I feel like PlayStation fucked up with the design though. Like it doesn't lay down flat.
no, you have to have a
Like
fucking
it
stand.
wobbles, bro.
You have to have a stand
It,
for it to lay down flat.
it wobbles.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
like, that's not safe.
and it still wobbles. Yeah, you're 100% correct. It still wobbles even with it when it's on the stupid fucking stand that you to put it on horizontal mode,
hmm
which is just so weird to me that they like what is with all these curves? You guys had it looking good with the PS4. It was nice and flat. It was simple. That's all it was.
Yeah, PS4 is elite.
Yeah, that's why I was so stoked when I seen the Xbox Series X and I was like, "Oh, you mean it's literally just a square rectangle tower? Sick."
Yeah, fuck yeah, perfect.
Yeah, easy
I
to
don't
fit.
mind the design of the PS5, like with it standing up, but the whole like on its side thing, like bro,
Hmm.
it doesn't lay flat. It literally wobbles. That's not. I'd rather it stand up and melt.
Yep, exactly. I could see that. Yeah, because I think it looks a little bit funny down there, and the way I got it set up, I can't like both of my consoles. Honestly, you'd have to like look to see them because they're underneath the desk. So when I'm sitting here and playing games, you
Oh
could
shit.
almost assume that I'm playing from a PC. But
Yeah,
so, um, but besides that, I mean, I just I don't want Xbox to go anywhere because I believe that competition is what's best for the game industry, in my opinion.
agreed.
So, I mean, whatever happens, happens. I'm one small voice. And I know there are people out there that agree with me, but um, real quick, just gotta talk about this scene. Yeah, if you could see my face on the stream right there, I was just like, God damn, like you're on a train, it wrecks, and then you get grabbed by a troll, and I was like, oh, cool, there'll be a troll fight. Nope, Kratos just pulls the axe and cuts his head off right fucking there in front of you. Like, there's no button to press. You just watch this troll's head get fucking cut the fuck off. It's
It's
like, I
badass.
was like, oh, it's right there. Okay. Um, such a fun game. Um, but yeah, I don't want Xbox to go anywhere. I don't want PlayStation to go anywhere because I think with those two around, it makes them both make better consoles. I think they both have to make better exclusive games. Xbox has had a rough time with that for the most part, but they're getting there. Pretty excited to see what Hellblade's gonna do. We got some Xbox exclusives coming up, and I guess you can say not exclusive because they're on PC, but whatever, they're not on PlayStation, so makes it kind of an exclusive, doesn't it? Um, uh, but the fucking I think Hellblade 2 will be a really interesting game. It's not necessarily my style. I didn't play the first one. I watched Joe play a shitload of it back in the day when the first one came out. Um, and I've watched other streamers play it. Very interesting game. Best experienced with headphones from what I've been told by everyone. Um, so I fucking hope more people check that out. And like I said, I think Hellblade 2 will be a really cool fucking experience. Um, I'm excited for, you know, there's a lot of Xbox games coming out. I'm really excited for Indiana Jones, regardless of the fact that it is fucking first person and not third person. Huge letdown with that. Like, I'm still gonna play it because it's Indiana Jones and I love indie. But what
Yeah,
a
it just seems
huge
weird.
letdown. Like, I halfway expected it just because it's Machine Games who are making that game. And if you don't know who Machine Games are the people responsible for Wolfenstein. Um,
Hmm.
another one of my favorite series of games. Like if you just like a good first person shooter that's a good story and you like to kill Nazis with tomahawks, that series is for you. It is a good time, okay? It's a fucking raging good time. Dual wielding assault rifles and just fucking killing Nazis. It's a good ass time. Um I think Indiana Jones will be fun. But like I said, a huge missed opportunity for Xbox, in my opinion, for them to have a very awesome third person cinematic adventure game. I think they could have that could have been a fucking a ringer.
Yeah, it's
Because
like they solely did it just so it didn't get compared to Uncharted.
yep, and I think that was the next thing I was gonna say was my theory is that they did that to not get compared to Uncharted, which makes sense.
It's I get it, but like
But also
everyone expects that to be a third person cinematic experience.
exactly. Like everybody was already talking about how this was going to be Xbox's Uncharted. Get over it. It's what it is, people. Everybody makes comparisons. As much as I hate all of the comparisons all the time
Yeah,
because people make shitty comparisons most of the time. Um I think that I think it still should have been third person. I was pretty excited about it. But I'm still going to play it just because I fucking love indie.
it looks interesting enough. I mean, it could still be really good. It just seems weird that it's not third person.
Yeah, and exactly. I'm so fucking I don't know. I'm so fucking about the third person games like that. That's why I got so stuck into Uncharted because it gives me that Indiana Jones feel like you're in the jungle trying to find treasure, you're solving puzzles, avoiding traps, like it's the whole thing. I was like this is a perfect time for it.
Hmm.
um there was and then the list of games that are coming up on Xbox. I mean, there's so many. I just it's I'm not even gonna have time to play all these games. I know I'm not. I fucking know I'm not. I really want to play Black Myth Wukong, but like, how am I supposed to squeeze that in when I'm also trying to play COD with the boys? I'm grinding Destiny because by that point the new
I'll be
Destiny shit
playing
will
that.
be out. Fucking, there's not enough time in the day. I say it all the time to Tiffany, my girlfriend, when we're in the car. If I had one wish, it would be that I never had to sleep again, ever.
Yeah, if sleep wasn't required, that'd be cool.
Yeah, dude, just all day, go to work during the daytime, come home and just game and stream and do all the other things, play all the games I want to play. God damn it,
Right.
so many games I want to play, but I can't.
I've never really played like the Dark Souls series, but I'm very, very, very excited for Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, see, and I mean, I think part of that is just because Wukong is the whole, like, that's what's so cool about it. It's Wukong.
Yeah, he's such a cool mythical creature, man. Like, I don't know, I
Yep.
love the shit out of him. I
Also,
really want to read the books Journey to the West.
yep. And also, the other game I'm pretty excited for, which isn't coming out till later this year, um, and it's not from Xbox, but Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. I am so fucking
Mm.
excited about that shit. That game looks so cool. Like the fucking
It did look actually look really good.
yeah, the trailer that they dropped for it, that fucking little team of guys just getting their shit rocked, and all of a sudden those three gigantic motherfuckers come in. That chainsaw sword? Are you kidding me? Hand it over, dude.
Yeah,
Hand it over. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that was cool.
I seen that trailer and I was like, yo, what is this game? I want to play it. And Avowed also, just because Obsidian are the people who made Fallout New Vegas, which is arguably to a lot of people the best Fallout that exists. Um and they're making us a high fantasy fucking RPG. A lot of people complained about how it looks kind of cartoony, but I think it looks all right. And I love that high fantasy fucking uh setting, so I think Avowed should be pretty fun, honestly. And then, like I said, the list just keeps going. There's so many that are coming out, so I just have a hard time thinking that Xbox consoles are going to go away at any point, especially after Xbox has invested so much money and time into the backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, uh, I forget what the exact number is, but it's in the hundreds of Xbox 360 games that you can take the disc and stick it in your Series X and that bitch will play. Like there's not another console that's current gen that's allowing you to do that from 2 gens
Yeah.
ago. You know what I mean? That's pretty big. And sure, it's not all 360 games. Um but it's fucking I'm getting it right now. Oh, as of March 2024, 633 Xbox 360 games are backwards compatible with the Xbox One and Series X and S out of
Yeah, that's crazy.
2,155 games released for the console. So the fact that they're at almost at 633, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, that is a huge list of games that you can put in, and that's just Xbox 360 games. We're not even counting the list of Xbox original games that you can play on Xbox.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know if you can stick the disc in for those, but I do know that you can buy quite a few of those off the store. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original version, not the shitty one that they just released, that I was excited about and then has fucking all negative, extremely negative reviews on Steam right now. My God. My God. They dropped that game, Kyle, and they're all talking about 64 player online fucking whatever. Everybody's all excited for it.
Uh-huh.
They launched with 3 online servers. You heard me.
Wait, what?
3 online servers.
Why?
I don't fucking know.
What?
Yeah, they launched with 3 fucking servers. I was like, you got to be joking me right now.
That's ridiculous. How
Yeah.
are those queue times?
Um apparently it was one of the worst launches of a video game that people have experienced, period. And
Wow.
apparently they
And I played Anthem.
yeah, and apparently they changed up like how Galactic Conquest works and a whole bunch of shit. And I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you guys? All you had to do was go in there and upgrade the textures and make the online play fun and able to hold a bunch of people, and you could have just fucking left it at that."
Right?
But no, you had to go try to fucking be fancy with it. The reviews on
That's
Xbox,
crazy.
like I looked it up on my Xbox in the store just to see, and all of the reviews are 1 star, 1 star. Do not buy this game.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So if you want to play those games, get an Xbox One and go to the store and buy Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2, the fucking original Xbox backwards compatible digital editions, and play the original games because they are better and they work really well. There's quite a few Star Wars games that I'm very fond of that are from the Xbox era, the OG Xbox era, that are able to be played on the Series X and Xbox One. So I know you're not as big of a Star Wars fan as I am, but I have spent so much time playing Star Wars games, so I was really stoked to see that they were kind of making that push for some of those games.
No, that's dope. I mean, it's a huge franchise. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta do it.
And to be fair, I know Kyle, I know you well enough to know that there's at least one of those games I feel like you would really appreciate just because the story is actually good. Um and it's called It was Star Wars Republic Commando. Hands down, one of the best games I've ever played, still to this day. The story
Was that was
it's
that on the OG PlayStation?
yeah, I think it was on I think it was on PS2 as well. Um, it was a first person shooter, and you were the leader of a squad of commandos, clone commandos,
Uh-huh.
and each one of them had their own personality. You could command them to go do things and like breach doors and like fucking put
Oh,
them in
cool.
sniper positions and have them do things for you so you could like cover them. Like you operated like a unit, and the story was so good. It was so fucking fun, and you like went to all these different planets from the series. You got to go break out a bunch of Wookiees from a prison camp. I mean, and all the different fucking weapons from the series that you get to use that are like in first person view. It's such a good time. And the story is
Oh
like
yeah.
like it's actually tragic and people die. Like it's not like just
Yeah.
your happy ending. Like it's a pretty rough fucking story and it's a good game. I had a lot of fun with it. Um
I remember playing a demo. I think it was on the OG PlayStation, and that shit was fun.
Yeah, and see, it was one of those games like I remember when I rented it first back in the day when you could rent games from the store, you know. Um,
Hmm.
I took it
The good
home,
days.
yeah, popped it in, and literally after 10 minutes of playing it, I was like, I gotta have this game. Like I got to buy it. I gotta find where I can buy it. And oh, let me fucking fast forward a little bit. That was a phone conversation with my father. I had to be. My dad was a little bit upset with the Verizon people. Wow, I didn't think I was gone from stream that long. Holy shit. Um
Everyone's always bitching about Verizon. I'm bitching about Verizon.
yeah, I will bitch about Verizon too, but because of Verizon, it allows because of the way their fucking phone contract plan thing works, it allows me to have a really nice phone and
Hmm.
my phone bill isn't too egregious. I can handle the payments for it every month. And I have a really awesome fucking cell phone that allows me to do a lot of badass things. And for the first time since I started paying for it over a year, or no, I should say 2 years ago, I'm consistently getting 5G service now in the Valley. It's been pretty nice.
Nice. Yeah, I get some 5G here.
Yeah, so like, especially when I'm in town, I get 5G service when I'm in town for sure, which is hella nice. My phone works so good when it's got that full 5G bar. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Fucking
Lightning.
yeah, dude. YouTube for the YouTube fucking 2160 fucking 60 frames loads and like instantaneously. All my videos are super
Hmm.
crisp. I'm like, God damn, this is what
Yeah,
5G
I
is.
can't this. I can't this always be the case.
Yeah, dude. And then I fucking walk into the high school and go to my office that's underneath the stairs, and I lose cell phone service. It's fucking outrageous. So, um, but Uh, fuck, what were we talking about? I got all carried away over here.
Star
Oh
Wars.
yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, the backwards compatibility, all the different Star Wars games. I really like how Xbox does that. I just that's why I don't want Xbox to go anywhere. I like some of the things that they've done and some of the things they've implemented. The backwards compatibility being a big one. So, um, but there
Yeah,
was an
I don't
interview.
want them to go.
Yeah, there was an interview with Phil Spencer not too long ago. He fucking was talking about essentially the changing landscape of the video game industry. Um, he Phil Spencer, CEO of gaming at Microsoft, discusses the challenges facing the video game industry, including rising budgets, diversifying businesses, models, and financial risks associated with AAA releases. The high cost of game development, which can reach 300 million per game, has led to the reduction in the risk that publishers are willing to take, impacting creativity and innovation in the industry. Exclusivity deals, which require games to be available only on a specific platform, become more challenging to justify as development costs increase and the console market remains stagnant. Spencer emphasizes the need for the industry to find new customers and grow the market, as the current focus on competing for the same player base is unsustainable. The lack of industry growth has resulted in layoffs and job losses, highlighting the human impact of the challenges facing the gaming sector. Spencer suggests moving away from exclusivity and embracing a more open approach and to reach a wider audience and attract younger players who expect cross-platform capability and accessibility. So, some of the things he says there, I have to agree with. Um,
Yeah,
it's a glaring fact that everybody can agree with. The fact of the matter is, game development is expensive as fuck. There's no way around
it
that.
is.
And he's exactly right. I can only imagine, you know, if a publisher or somebody is investing 300 million into a gaming project, you're going to want to be sure that you're going to try to get at least some of that money fucking back. Like, that's a lot of money. So to take a big risk on a game that could turn into a fucking shit show that's a scary thing to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you brought up a very great example, Anthem. Anthem wasn't really that much of a new idea, but I can only
Nope.
imagine how much money they spent developing that game, and look where it's at. So,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's like it's got a player base now, but dude, on launch it was literally the same thing I played in like I think it was alpha or beta.
yeah,
I was just like, what the fuck?
yep. So we'll just have to see what happens. I agree with him, but at the same time, I don't, because I do think that because of exclusivity on certain games it's the reason why we have games like God of War Ragnarok and Uncharted and Halo and Gears of War. It's the reason why we have those
Mm-hmm.
types of games. So it's hard for me to say yes or no on that one. And then in a separate interview, this also caused a bit of a stir. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer expresses interest in bringing PC gaming stores like Epic Game Store to Xbox consoles to provide more options for players and foster a more cohesive gaming ecosystem. Um, Phil Spencer shared his desire to see PC gaming stores um, on Xbox consoles. He again highlighted the stagnant growth of the console market, emphasized the value of providing a diverse option to players, drawing parallels to the flexibility and customization available on Windows PC. He expressed his preference for a more continuous gaming ecosystem across platforms rather than the current fragmented experience on consoles, and believes that integrating PC gaming stores could enhance the overall gaming experience for players. Spencer's vision aligns with Microsoft's recent efforts to strengthen its PC gaming experience, including the simultaneous release of Xbox games on Steam and PC Game Pass, cross-save support, improvements to the Xbox app, and improvements to the Xbox app for PC Game Pass, which they have been making some improvements to the Xbox app. I don't use it very often. Don't know how people are feeling about it, but I have been seeing articles from Windows Central talking about the fact that they are have been upgrading it a little bit. So
Hmm.
that's an interesting thing all on its own. Um, I don't know necessarily how they would pull that one off. And you know, not all the games on PC game stores would be available on Xbox. Like, I'm sure if you tried to stick Steam on Xbox and they fucking were like, yeah, you can't play, there's certain games you're not gonna be able to play. I feel like
Yeah,
like
Counter Strike or
counters. Well, yeah, Counter Strike. I mean, you could probably make Counter Strike work for console, but you would have to keep the crossplay completely turned off. You couldn't play Counter Strike
no,
against PC players as a console player.
no,
But I feel like you might
definitely not.
I feel like you might be able to make a game like that work um for console if you just played against other console players, so that it was at least a fair pool. Oh, but what about games like PlayStation games that are on PC that are exclusive? How's that gonna work? Am I gonna be able to?
Yeah,
Am I gonna be able to down? Am I gonna be able to download Spider-Man remastered on my Xbox from the Steam store? Like, there's a lot of questions there. So, as much of it as it's a nice thought, I don't really think it's realistic. You know what I mean? Maybe the Epic
And
Store.
definitely some legalities to probably
Oh yeah.
figure out.
But also, I guess the other thing I never really consider the fact is if you have enough money to hire the army of lawyers that help get this ABK deal passed, I'm sure Microsoft could figure out how to make that work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that army of lawyers could probably make it work. Um, and then my last big thing that I want to talk about, it's not even big. My last thing I want to talk about is a couple little updates to COD, Warzone for you folks out there still playing. Lows, I know you one of them. I just play with you when I can. And I'm never gonna stop playing the CODs because I fucking love that shit. I'm a masochist. Um, Rebirth Island returns April 3rd. So don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited to fight in the prison, and also really excited at the prospect that I might get to see Timmy Two Cans run some more people over on a 4-wheeler inside the prison. Pretty excited. Just that laugh, okay? I'm just ready for more of that laugh. And then the last little picture I added because it's something I'm personally excited for. Um, and also kind of an announcement, heads up for those who are listening and who will be listening later. Um, 420 is kind of a big thing for me because I'm a fucking stoner through and through. So 420, I'm gonna have some days off of work, and 420 is on a Saturday this year. Hallelujah! All right, I'm gonna make sure to get up early. I'm gonna have everything I need at the house so I don't have to leave. I'm gonna buy everything on Friday. Well, actually, I'm gonna have to leave on 420 because I gotta go pot shop hopping on 420 and get the deals. Um, but I'm gonna barbecue up some food, live stream that shit, and then we're gonna game hard Saturday night and Friday and Sunday and Monday because I'm taking a 4-day weekend. So we're gonna have a good ass time.
Hell yeah.
But on 420, Call of Duty is dropping the Cheech and Chong Tracer Pack. And that's right. They're gonna drop in some Cheech and Chong skins. I'm pretty fucking stoked. I will definitely be buying it on stream. I don't give a shit what anybody says, dude. I gotta run around. I gotta run around as fucking Tommy Chong, dude. Like I have to run around as Tommy. So that's gonna be so funny. And it's the young version of him with the black hair. Like, just makes me think of the scene where they're sitting in the car and he's like, fucking ate all the acid, and they're talking about all the weed that tastes like dog shit. Fucking epic, epic. Super excited, dude. Um, that is the one thing I do love about Call of Duty is they know that there's a decent portion of their player base that is a bunch of fucking stoners, so they always drop a good stoner pack in there around 420. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for that. Um, but yeah, that's my Call of Duty news. I'm pretty excited. Season 3 is coming up right at the beginning of April. I forget oh yeah, April 3rd when is when season 3 drops. Um, so
Nice.
um new weapons, new maps. They're adding a like I think it was like 5 or 6 new 6v6 maps to the multiplayer rotation. So, another big bunch of fucking shit to do for me anyway. And then obviously some Destiny 2 shit coming up. I definitely have fallen off a little bit. I've been trying to keep away from it because once I start grinding, I don't stop and it's every day. So, we'll have to just see. I'm gonna play some more on stream for sure, but me trying to divide my time up between Call of Duty and Destiny is my biggest enemy. So both of those games give me the FOMO really hard, and I fucking hate it. So that's why God of War has been a nice, refreshing little change because it's single player by myself, and there's no time limit. So, but for video game stuff, I think I'm pretty all fucking sold out there.
Nice. I don't think there's really anything else. I think there was the trilogy veterans for Mass Effect, and BioWare will be making another Mass Effect game, so
Sick.
we get another installment on that, and that's going to be more like um, not open world, so it's going to be more just like story driven focused. So hopefully it turns out well.
I mean, they could make it, they could make it like that, but just give you larger areas to explore through each of the levels, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you could still incorporate like some sort of
yeah,
like
it's like a semi-open.
exploration.
Like that's honestly what I consider Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Like both of those
Hmm.
games are like there's very much a story that it very much guides you upon. Like if you just play the game and you're playing the game, you will follow the story to a T. Like it just kind of it's the way you kind of go, but you can like
Hmm.
go off and explore stuff if you want, but it still feels very linear as you're playing it.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some ways they can still have that like open world feel without it being full blown. Let's go check out this planet today.
Exactly. And I feel like that's what I feel like God of War has also done a good job of that.
Hmm.
Um because there's areas that you can go back to and go do shit like if you see something that you can't do at the moment because you need a certain ability or something or you can't figure it out, you can always go back later and try to do it again. So God of War does that really well, and I do enjoy games that are like that, that have that
Hmm.
mix of like, oh, this isn't open world, but it feels open.
Yeah,
It's always nice.
yeah. It's kind of like what Alan Wake 2 is like. Yeah, you can just go anywhere. So I get it's an open world, but like there's not that many places to go. So
Yep. Yep.
it's cool. Well, I guess we can just go to movies.
Yeah, let's
I
go to
watched
movies.
Godzilla Kong: The New Empire yesterday.
How was it?
I thought it was pretty sick. I thought
Okay.
it was pretty sick. I see a lot of like mixed reviews, and it's like people call it like exhausting because it's Godzilla and Kong again. But I don't know, there's a reason for it. I don't know like the lore per se. I've never read the comics. I don't know how accurate they are because I actually found out yesterday that Godzilla was originally a Marvel product. So
Really?
like Thor and all of them were fighting Godzilla and shit. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now it's DC, so there's a new issue coming out where Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, and Kong just picked up the Green Lantern ring, and I was like, no way, I gotta read this.
um,
So that sounds
fucking
nuts,
King Kong with a Green Lantern ring? Get me the fuck
right?
out. Get me out.
I was like, hopefully he's a good guy because everyone's gonna die.
Dude,
uh,
Godzilla don't stand a chance, dude.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that had me interested, but the movie was really good. I don't know. There's like a reason why they're like both good guys in this monster verse. Yeah, they both live in different places within our Earth. Um, I just think they do a good job of separating the two, so it's not like they just always know where they're at and they're going to fight each other, and it's not exhausting in that way for me.
Okay.
Um, of course, the human elements of the movies are kind of, I would say, more exhausting than anything else, just because they over dramatize, the relationships people have and stuff. So,
Yeah, of course
um,
they gotta. Of course, it's a movie about Godzilla and Kong, but let me put a sex scene in here for 30 seconds.
yeah. Well, thankfully, there's none of that. It's just,
Oh,
I don't know,
wow.
some of the conversations, and it was like, it is a Warner Bros. Product. So,
Oh, so
you guys know me. There's extra comedy in there. So I'm just like, ugh,
uh
gross.
oh, there's extra okay, if there's extra comedy, I can deal with like a few side slap, jokes. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I hate when they add pointless romance and sex scenes into movies that it's just uncalled for. Like, what are we doing here? What are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Thankfully, none of that because I think they are just catering to like a younger audience.
Yeah.
So none of that, but, just kind of weird jokes and
Fucking
kind of like extending the joke longer than it needs to be.
yeah.
That stuff just kind of drives me nuts. Like I love the Marvel movies; they're all masterpieces, but they drive me nuts in that regard.
See, and well, see,
um,
that's the thing is like those were some of the things that I liked about those movies is like the random bits of funny shit that happened. So
yeah,
like
that's
I
funny.
was in the movie theater and I got to watch the first Avengers in the movie theater, and when the Hulk slaps Loki around like a rag doll, everybody
Oh, I
fucking
loved that part.
yeah,
That was
and then
good.
all of the references to it later on. Oh my god, every time they reference that, I laugh just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like in what was it? Was it Thor Ragnarok when when Thor is fighting Hulk in the arena and
Mhm.
fucking and like Loki sees who it is and he just like the face he makes. I was like, dude, yeah, what a great callback that was for me because it's like, yeah, Loki, you should be nervous as fuck. You should be scared. He could legitimately fucking fuck you up at any point he wants to.
No, I thought that was a great part because it just like shows how strong. Well, there's other ways that Hulk could show that, but he's a god, Loki, and just got put down like it was nothing.
Yeah, dude. Hulk
It was
slapped him
great.
good, dude. Hulk slapped him so good. Um,
There's some good parts. I just think they're more comedy to me than like a superhero movie.
okay, I can feel that. I can feel that. I mean, for me, it's hard. It's hard for me not to expect funny shit when Robert Downey Jr. is in something. I just expect it out of him. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I I still will, and I'll say this, and I know almost everyone I've ever said it to agrees with me. No one will be able to replace him as fucking Iron Man.
No,
When there was
not at
that
all.
rumor going around for like a hot minute that they might be putting Tom Cruise in as Iron Man, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Don't you do this. Don't you keep that Scientology weirdo the fuck out of my Iron Man suit. All right?
I think the only way we're gonna see like weird stuff like that, where we see like a brief different Iron Man or Captain America, is gonna be like some weird like multiverse traveling, and you see like
Yep.
glimpses
Yep.
of those
Agreed.
characters. But I think that would be the extent of that.
Agreed.
I think it was initially rumored Tom Cruise was going to be Iron Man,
See,
but
thank you.
they obviously went with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
because he literally is Tony Stark.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Lowe's. See, Lowe's agrees too in the
Yeah,
chat. No thanks. I'd never watch another movie again. I
he's
100%
the
agree.
face for it,
Yeah, he doesn't.
and he just doesn't come off as like the superhero comic book type. It's just Tom
No.
Cruise is in action, Mission Impossible,
Yep.
straight faced. I
Yep. I
don't
see.
know.
I think of Mission Impossible, and I also think of The Last Samurai.
Yeah, The Last Samurai is a good movie too.
Yeah, like those are the movies I think of when it comes to Tom Cruise. Nothing against the guy. I think he's actually pretty decently talented dude. Um, but I definitely don't think he could ever be Iron Man. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
And
that's just weird.
you know, and I can respect the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is probably ready to do something else because he's been Iron Man for so long. But goddamn, dude, it's like there's nobody else that's ever gonna do that well. There's just nobody. So,
Well,
uh,
shit. What about Wolverine, man? Hugh
same thing.
Jackman's been doing it the longest for any
Same
one
thing.
character.
Same thing, dude. No one will ever be able to do Wolverine. The same as Hugh Jackman.
Crazy.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine forever.
He's been the same character over like three like rehashes of the same universe. Like
Yep,
it's
yep.
crazy.
They choose him every time because there's like, we can't. Everyone's gonna freak out if we use somebody else.
Right?
Oh, and quick.
I think it will. I think it will. Sorry, I think it would be really cool though to see different variants in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie though, because
Yes,
like Henry Cavill is rumored to be a Wolverine,
it would be cool to see some different variants. That I can agree with. I'd be down to see that. Um,
like Daniel Radcliffe and shit.
yeah, and I guess I could understand seeing some different variants of Iron Man. Would I? Am I gonna sit here and say that I would like them? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. So,
What were
um,
you gonna say though? Sorry.
but just quick call back to the video game stuff. Pretty exciting that we are getting a full fledged Wolverine game. That'll be something.
Hmm.
That'll be something to play. I think that'll be fun, and I hope it's gory. I need some blood. What is that? It's weird. Okay, just got a weird smell coming from somewhere in my house, and
Better check it out.
yeah, I don't know what it is. Um, but yeah, I hope that maybe we can get one more Iron Man movie out of him. I don't care if it's like a flashback movie or something, but just give me one more. Give me one more.
Right. Yeah. I think we'll probably see him in the next like big Avengers movie. What is it? Secret Wars.
Yeah, because isn't the Secret Wars happened before fucking technically, didn't it, in the timeline, if I remember correctly? I'd have to look that up. I might be wrong on that. But
Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
I thought Secret
But I
Wars.
think there's a way that Iron Man can come back is through Secret Wars, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so I
So
probably am wrong. I'd have to look at the list in the timeline because I mean there's so many different iterations of it. You know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
so I'd have
Yeah, it
to.
just really depends on which way they want to tell it. So,
Yeah, and that's the other thing is the Marvel Cinematic Universe is its own fucking thing, so they could completely fucking change it up.
mhm.
Um,
uh, what's up?
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna move on and just announce that Christopher Nolan is gonna receive knighthood as well as his wife is gonna receive shit, what's it called? Damehood.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so Sir Christopher Nolan to you, motherfuckers.
Sir Christopher Nolan. Oh, that's
Yeah,
hilarious. Dude, if I was knighted,
yeah.
I would use that so fucking hard. I would sign
Oh
that
yeah, gas
every time.
station, anything.
Yeah. I would sign it everywhere, dude. I'd put it on my driver's license. No, you will call me sir.
It's so funny. But I thought that was really cool. They like to do knighthoods for people that have done like significant films and stuff like that. Sir Patrick Thomas. Uh, who is the other one? Or no, sorry, Patrick Stewart. I believe he received knighthood. There's another one.
There's quite a few famous people who have received it.
Yeah, so just depending on like your significance in the film industry in England, you can receive knighthood.
Yeah, there's quite a few who have received knighthood. Um
I can only think of like the two right now.
I'm trying to. There it is. Okay, I'm trying to Google it. Cause oh yeah,
Paul
Michael.
McCartney, Elton John.
Yeah, Mick Jagger, of course.
So I guess music too. I
Daniel
guess just
Day
it's
Lewis.
entertainment.
Um, Michael Caine, Sir Michael Caine.
Oh yeah, he just got that a few years ago. I forgot about that.
Yep. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
some dames in there. Shirley Bassey,
There's quite a few.
Julie Edward, Andrews.
Sean Connery. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, that makes sense. I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
Sean Connery is one of my favorites. Fucking, there's so many people actually. There's quite a list here of actors
Ringo
who.
Starr from the Beatles.
I can see
Yeah,
that though.
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's quite a list here of people who have been knighted for different just for their acting and different things like that. So what Charlie Chaplin?
Oh wow.
Yeah, good old Charlie Chaplin. That's an old school one.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's so did that say oh my god, did that say Attenborough? Please tell me that did. Richard Attenborough. Okay, I thought fucking I got super excited for a second. I was like, "Yes, dude." um but yeah, that's really dope that Nolan is knighted.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite directors, so I just had to
Mhm.
include that today.
No, I respect that 100%. No, we've been we've been watching Halo still. We're getting pretty close to the end of season 1. It's taken kind of a weird turn, but I'm going with it. I'm going with it
Hmm.
so far. I mean, it's not bad. It's not amazingly amazing either. Um I do really enjoy the way though they've portrayed Halsey, the scientist who created the Spartan program. Um,
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of shit about the Spartan program that maybe not a lot of people know, and a little bit of spoiler alert: season one's been out forever on Paramount Plus, so I don't feel too bad about it. And this has also been mentioned in the Halo books, and I do believe the games. Um, for people who don't know, though, this might come as a shocker. The Spartan program was created by this scientist called Housley, and she used kidnapped children to make the fucking Spartan program. John, Spartan 117, who everyone knows as Master Chief, was a child that was abducted by Housley and then fucking brainwashed and made to forget all of his fucking past and um turned into a Spartan and scientifically, and that's why he's so big. There's all those different scientific experiments they did, but they essentially kidnapped all of those kids. Like every Spartan is a kidnapped kid that they turned into a fucking super soldier.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the truth of it has come out in the series. And that's been very interesting. Um, if it wasn't for Cortana, Housley's head would have been smashed like a fucking pumpkin. No ifs, ands, or buts, dude. Master Chief fucking leapt in the air and was on the way to Superman punch that bitch. And Cortana shut him down. And that's the only reason why Housley's still alive. It was pretty fucking... The one thing I will say about the Halo show, though, the fucking battle scenes are so sick, dude. They are so sick.
Nice.
Like, watching Master Chief be Master Chief and just absolutely kick ass every single time he does it is so dope. It is so dope, dude. Just like fighting these gigantic aliens. And it's like, it's also really cool because it puts into perspective just how big elites and brutes are. Like, when you're playing Halo and you're shooting them, you're not really thinking about it because you're just mowing them over.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch the TV show, you get a really good just of how big these aliens are that Master Chief is just fucking smashing domes with. They're giant. They are giant fucking, like, we're talking 7.5, 8 feet tall on average.
Damn.
They're giant. And he's just out there with a pistol in his fists fucking making a muck of the place, dude. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's so good. I love how brutal the action scenes get. They don't pull any bars either. It's very bloody.
Nice.
People explode, disintegrate. And I mean, like, fucking first episode, you watch an entire fucking room of kids get disintegrated by fucking plasma guns.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking, it's brutal, dude. Go right in for it, dude. So, but yeah, that's Halo and Avatar. And to be honest, my nerd ass in my free time has been watching Naruto again. Because One Piece is on a break, so I'm just waiting for more episodes like a fucking fiend. And I just started watching Naruto from the beginning of Shippuden because I fucking can cruise through it. I'm already in the 30s on the episodes. I started like 2 days ago. I got a problem. The episodes are only 20 minutes a piece, though, in my defense.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
That's quick.
In my defense. They're only 20 minutes a piece. So, but besides that, I feel pretty spent on information.
Yeah, that's really it. It's not a whole lot going on. Some
Yeah.
rumor mills, some trailers dropping, the usual, but
Yeah, like we talked
nothing
about.
too significant.
Yeah, like we talked about in the beginning, it was a slow news week. I'm hoping next week will be a little bit better. We do have some upcoming stuff for game releases, but most of it's gonna be just us doing our normal content, streaming when we can, where we can. I'm fucking busy as shit now that it's starting to get warm. Spent literally all day yesterday building a wheelchair ramp at my grandma's house with my dad. So, that was quite the thing. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised he hasn't called me yet. I'm hoping I can not.
Say fingers crossed, get some
Yeah.
games in today.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I would really like to get some games in today. because the ramp was pretty much done. There's only like a few more boards that need to be nailed on, and then he was like, and these were his words. He was like, I can finish the handrails tomorrow. And I was like, cool.
Oh,
And I didn't say anything.
peace.
And I went to go get in the truck, and I was like, I'll call you. And that's all I said. I didn't say tomorrow. I didn't say in the morning. I just said, I'll call you. And I took off. I was like, everything's fine, dude. Nana's walking around. She's doing good. She's feeling healthy. She was up. She watched us with the door open for most of the day. Like, sat there and watched us work and talked with us and shit. So my grandma's doing really good.
Oh yeah,
For anybody
good.
who has fucking thank you again to all the people who have checked in and asked me and shit, but my grandma's doing much better. um Still stubborn about her oxygen, but she's moving around. She's getting there. She even drove herself into town the other day, so she's
Whoa,
fucking, yeah, exactly.
nice.
Yeah, so she's moving around. um but we're getting her comfortable. That wheelchair ramp was definitely, oh, it was an experience. I cannot believe, before we hop off here, I just want to say, I cannot believe how expensive it is to build anything. Fucking
Oh yeah.
went to the hardware store to go get a couple things my dad needed. We went to go get some screws in the back for
Hmm.
what they were 3 inch. They were 3 inch fucking 10 penny screws is what I always call them. They're fucking got the hex heads on the top. For 100 screws is $80.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's redonk.
Yeah. So we're building a deck, and we went through one and a half of those just screwing in all of the shit for
Oh
the deck.
God.
Yeah, dude. Fuck. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. That face with the shotgun, I did want to rob that hardware store. You were 110% right, Lowe's. I wanted to rob that hardware store. Fuck, dude.
Looks
I
like they're
mean,
just stroking your shaft.
yeah,
That's what it
dude.
looks like.
um, he fucking. I was walking
It's a
around in
dirty
there.
emote.
Yeah, I was walking around in there looking at shit, and like, I have a really nice little Milwaukee battery powered vacuum. It's like a miniature shop vac that looks like a toolbox, but it's literally a vacuum. It's one of my favorite things that I have. And the batteries for it are just the Milwaukee drill batteries, the ones that you use for a drill. Well, I was looking at them because I've been thinking about picking up another one, so I had two of them so I could charge one and, keep a full one. Um, and fucking 99.99, $100,
Oh,
$100 for the battery I wanted. I was like, are you fucking shitting me right now, dude?
Jesus.
And that's not even including a charger. That's just the fucking battery. It's the battery itself.
That's nutty, bro.
Dude, I was just thinking about the fact that I'm gonna have to go buy another truck battery here pretty soon for my pickup, and I was like, fuck, how much is that gonna cost?
Dude, I get it. Literally in 12 hours, you dropped 5 grand between my car and rent.
Ugh.
I was like, ugh, that's everything.
It's one of
Come
those
back.
days where you just want to go home and fucking scream into a pillow like, what the fuck?
Yep, sure was. I
What?
just had to breathe and just like, all right, I'm gonna play some games and blow some steam.
Fuck, dude. Wish I just had 5 grand to spend on something right now. Holy shit.
I wish.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But besides that, I think I'm pretty spent.
Yeah, man.
All
I think
right.
we're good.
All right. Well, I'm going to fucking get this upload started and fucking get all this going. As usual, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things. Good old, I do believe Kyle's going live after this to play some Pred or whatever you're gonna be playing.
I don't know what I'm gonna play, but we'll see.
Yeah, I will probably play games with you guys since I cannot stream until this is done uploading. So, good old fucking shitty upload speeds on my internet allow me to don't allow me to do both at the same time. But I will be online at some point today unless I have to go to work. We're gonna find out soon. Um,
Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. But I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful rest of your morning. Kira, I appreciate you being here and lurking.
Thanks for the lyric, Kira.
We missed Maddogg today, but he's spending some time with his family doing Easter activities. So yeah, you as well, Kira. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, don't forget to
Yeah,
check us
thanks,
out.
everyone.
Don't forget to check us out, YouTube, Spotify, like, share, all the things. Hit the bell for the notifications, all the things. Don't forget us. Don't forget about us, because we're gonna keep coming. We're gonna keep coming. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week. Good luck in your work weeks next week. Don't let it eat you alive. Peace.